Ta-da!
Here, my water is in the...
Water's in the frame.
My water is in the frame. Well, now it's really in the frame. But,
That's okay.
yeah.
Well, here, I can
Is
make a
this
camera.
good?
Yeah, I can make camera adjustment too.
No,
you know.
no. This is...
I have
I'm
the
good.
technology.
Well, we can rebuild it.
What's up, guys?
Hi.
It's Dana and Amy.
Ta-
Josh
ta-
is in the chat already. Boom.
Yay.
First.
Oh, and drop a comment if you're here.
Yes, let us know you're here. We can't see we can't see who's here until you drop a comment.
So we're very excited to have you here. This is one of my favorite times of the week, the Wednesday Water Chats. And let me just say, I love everybody and all that you contribute. Hi, Katie, over on YouTube. How do we sound? Are we good? And I just love what everybody contributes. Josh with his hashtags, and Katie with her movie knowledge, and JoJo with tips and tricks and where to find good eats. And I value everybody so much and want you to know that.
Absolutely.
I think that was something that I had very much in mind this week as we recorded the episode, which is now live.
And look who just jumped in, Claude Call. Claude
Call! You guys! Listen, if you don't know who Claude is, you for sure should.
Yes.
You should listen to how good it is.
100%.
We love his podcast. It's just like Pop-Up Video from the 1980s. We love it. You should listen to it. Subscribe in your favorite podcatcher or follow it on Apple Podcasts because that's the verbiage now. I don't know. At any rate. Love.
And Claude, we missed you too. We were really hoping to have a chance to get up there to Nashville, but that our day jobs have this funny way of getting in the way.
Yeah. Like, JoJo, how are you? We had to request. Well, you don't, but I do. I have to request off like eons in advance, and they still say no. But Claude, I'm telling you, we met Claude at Podfest, Podcast Movement.
Podfest, I believe.
Claude,
Claude,
I can't
correct us.
Claude, is it Podcast Movement? No?
It might be podcast. No. Podfest.
Okay.
I think. I don't. The first
Anyway,
one.
Claude.
We went to a couple of podcast conferences.
In the same year.
And we met Claude at one of those.
Yes. And it was such a fortunate happening.
It really was. It was just, it's what they say, when you go to something and it's, like a group of like-minded people, like maybe you're going to a convention and you just strike up a fortunate conversation, and next thing you know, you're making friends and
it was like
connections.
It was like a mixer, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was like a podcast mixer party they had. Podcast hosts or creators, or I don't know.
We got to rub elbows with the Claude Call is really what it came down to.
And if he's still in the chat, I should just tell you what an honor it was that you took our wedding song and made an episode out of it.
It really was.
Love, 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 love. Mwah. Love it. And we can't wait to get back to podcast conferences where we can see you again. In the meantime, we'll have to make do with your show.
Indeed.
And you coming into our chats.
And I would love to get a report to find out how that conference was. I want to say that this was podcast movement.
I believe so.
Because up there in Nashville.
The same time of year that podcast movement was taking place. And then it was the same week prior to the Anchorage Run Fest when we did it. And we had to leave a little bit early in order to make it to Anchorage Run Fest.
We did.
Yeah.
We had to leave early so that we could do just basically a long weekend in Alaska from Florida.
Yes.
Would you like to know which one of us planned that? Yeah, it was me.
I think we should just stay up there for like 2 weeks or whatever. But yeah. Anyway, we love it. Now, What is happening over here with JoJo and Josh and everybody in the chat? It's like, what are
Oh,
they?
Josh is like that one time at the one place, and JoJo's like, yeah, kind of like this group. It's exactly like this group. This is
Yes.
one of those, we've managed to somehow grab you guys and bring you all together.
I don't even know how it happened.
And everyone's got some similar likes and then some very different ones. And
Yeah.
it's totally cool. And everybody's amazing.
And we learn from each other, and
everyone's so supportive.
we have a great time. So I just love it. I love everything about it. And I am hoping that in September, when we do the virtual race in Rob Nadow's honor, that we can all run it somewhere with a beautiful vista.
Yes.
And
take a photo.
Take photos and just flood Runcation Nation with them. His spirit will be in those photographs. I just know it.
100%.
I just know it. And if you haven't listened to the episode this week, please, please, please stay after the credits, after the end credits.
Yes.
I'm just telling you.
Yeah, we did a little took some inspiration from Marvel, did a little bit of post-credit, tribute. As it were, instead of a post-credit scene.
Yeah, like it's not an Easter egg. It's
not it kind of is.
I guess.
Yeah.
I guess. Well, we're talking about it now, but we didn't tell everybody beforehand.
Oh, we don't want anybody to miss it.
Right. But just don't miss it. Don't miss it. So now we're family.
Absolutely.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Somebody new is in the chat too.
Yep. Hey, Ray, IRL bloopers over on YouTube. You'll get plenty of IRL bloopers here.
In real life bloopers? Is that what that means?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, JoJo is running Mount Rushmore in his honor. That's incredible.
You must take photographs. You must take photographs and post them. And I just want to take all of our photographs from the virtual race and make some kind of image with them. So
yeah, we can put a collage together.
A collage, a collection, a t-shirt, something. I don't know. Anyway. Darlene, how are you, Sebastian? Yay.
And Trip over on YouTube.
Yay. Oh, Darlene and Susie are running the half at the Smokies.
Yeah.
In his honor. So good. So good. What? I mean, well,
duh. Have you met me?
What about the pictures?
Taking the photos,
yes, yeah. We know you run. Like I never stop and pose and like how his photos were just so beautiful.
Yeah.
Well framed.
Perfectly composed shots. Yeah. Like I said, he had an eye for it.
So captured the moment and the feeling and the place very well. And I feel like JoJo does that during her travels and her races. And I just, me during a race, I'm like, okay, what's the time limit? All right. If I'm going to be like here at the mile marker, then Dana better snap the picture if he's with me, or it's going to be a selfie of my right eye. I'm serious. I can post pictures to prove it, but I really don't want to because it's kind of humiliating.
Yeah, we've never been to the Dakotas, or at least I haven't.
No,
unless
who's in the Dakotas?
Well, that's where Mount Rushmore is.
We're talking about, okay, I thought somebody was actually in them at the moment.
No, Josh said South Dakota is beautiful.
Yeah.
So yes,
we need to run there.
I know.
We need to run everywhere.
They need to reopen some stuff so we can.
I know.
We're working on it.
Yeah.
It's a pretty aggressive run schedule we have set for ourselves here at the, in the latter half of 2021. So we'll make it happen.
Well,
we're
I
gonna
mean,
get some
and to
stuff going.
support that, you're going to start the Couch to 10K program that you're going to
Yes.
do live,
Yeah.
and we're going to talk about that
We're talking about that next
upcoming.
week.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be we'll talk about that on next week's episode.
Mhm.
Everybody kind of voted and said what they would like to do or see me do. I don't know why, but hopefully you're coming to run along
What do
with
you mean you
me
don't know why?
to watch me run. I don't know if that's all that entertaining, but the
I
idea
like
of
it.
being able to get you guys off the couch, train for a distance that's a bit longer, a little more challenging. It's my favorite distance.
10K.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The thing that may throw a bit of a monkey wrench into it, I'm planning on still doing it Tuesday and Thursdays and Saturdays. That's still
Tuesday,
the
Thursday, Saturday.
tentative plan in the afternoon, like 6 p.m. Eastern. That's kind of the tentative plan. However, with the return of these afternoon storms, that
Yeah,
may
it's pretty
force
bad.
some rescheduling.
It's pretty bad. Are you going to do it later than you did before?
Well,
Or
if
what
I
are you
do it much
thinking?
later, then there's nothing to look at. It's a dark screen. So
Or
no,
I don't know.
it'll either be, it'll have to be, yeah, we'll see. We'll figure it out.
Yes.
And I'm gonna
Aggressive.
nail it down pretty quick.
You're going to nail it down.
Gonna have to.
Do the deal.
Yeah, Sebastian, a mural would be very cool. We'd get everybody's photos. We could do that. We could even do it as a green screen.
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
I would so love that. I'm very excited about the ideas and possibilities. I'm telling you. Yeah. So
I'd be faster if I didn't stop for photos. Yeah, but you know what? Part of it's the experience again, but that's the whole reason we run. Yes, we train to get faster,
of
but
course.
when you're at the run, especially in a place that's beautiful, like in Alaska, the last time we actually got to go run this 2 years ago, the therapist said that I could not run. Right. I was forbidden, verboten, and I didn't. And I said, you know what? That's okay. I'm don't know if or when we're ever going to get back here. And I want to take it all in.
And I wasn't focused on that at first. I was very frustrated with myself. And then I thought, listen, I should experience this beautiful place with you on the course. So that was dumb to try and run apart. And also, it's Alaska. We've never been here. Let's enjoy. And I turned it around.
Yeah.
So right in time for Bart Yasso at the finish.
Yeah, absolutely. We timed that perfectly. Josh, we're going to talk more about it in depth on next week's episode, but tentatively what the schedule is probably going to shake out as is it'll start the week that we get back from Alaska. So the week of August 25th. And I have to just figure out which days that week I'm going to try to get the first 2 runs in, whether it's going to be doing one of the runs while we're still up in Alaska or waiting until we get back here.
You're gonna usually let us know, and I'll post it on social.
Usually when we travel to a race out of town, we tend to be very tightly scheduled to hit all the places we're trying to get shots of and go, set up an interview if somebody's going to come talk to us. So I don't know if I'll get to cram in an extra run other than what we've planned because somebody is very tight with the itinerary usually.
Just saying. What? Well, I'm so sorry. What did you say?
Nothing.
I feel like you're talking about me.
I have no idea what you're talking about. The card subjects change. Yeah, basically it'll just be we'll be modifying it around the schedule of travel that first week, and then in the summertime it's just going to be showers. It's going to be tricky here.
Yeah.
And if it's just rain, that's one thing. If it ends up being thunderstorms like yesterday, then that's a hard pass and have to reschedule. And I don't want to do that to people. You're in a yoga class trip right now?
Or is it like a series that you're doing weekly, something? Tell us more. We want to know.
Yeah, if you're looking at doing a little longer distance, the 10K, that being 6 miles, that is long enough to be challenging. It's short enough that it doesn't ruin your whole day, or occupy most of your day. And we're going to try to time it out in such a way that it coincides with one of our races that we have scheduled for later in the year. So it's an 8-week program. It'll be 3 total run days each week. It's just like the Couch to 5K program, just a little bit different. And you end up doing your speed work 2 days, your distance running on Saturday, and then week 7 ends up being
Race day.
race day.
And that, or race week, race day, and then the 8th week is always like a recovery week. Yeah?
Yeah. You're typing away over there.
So sorry.
What are you
sharing?
Okay, share away.
I was sharing.
Yeah, it'll be a good way if you're looking at starting to ramp up your distance. I know you're training for a very long distance, Josh.
Yes.
This is a good way to get you to that 6 mile mark pretty quickly. And you can build on that from there if you're not already doing that on a consistent basis. This also will get you accustomed to doing interval work. It's still going to be the run, walk, run method.
Yes.
And
Are you going to change the ratio?
I'm going to change the ratio. I'm going to probably keep the same ratio, but I'm going to change the total time. So I'll probably do it as a 1-to-5 ratio of walk to run, but I'll probably do a 10-second run, 50-second walk.
10-second run, 50-second walk. So it's the
same ratio,
but just a different combo of numbers.
It's a little easier if you're talking with people on
live,
okay, where you can actually have a minute to get a thought out before your next interval has to start. So it helps.
You have thought.
I try. Yeah. Yep. Jojo, it's down here. We're basically a bedroom community, so it's primarily single family residences. This is the city that years and years ago,
about
when they used to say, there's I got swampland in Florida to sell you. This is the place they were talking about. And the community ended up taking off, and the land scheme actually ended up working. And now you have a city of about 200,000 people, very low taxes, low crime. It's a nice city. It really is.
Nice Guys Pizza.
And yeah, we actually have some pretty amazing pizza.
I mean, and now Josh says we should have a Runny Drink Podcast pizza.
I do not disagree with him. We would have to go and,
but we have
talk to Greg and
we have to make
do
sure
it under the right circumstances.
It's the right pizza and do it right if they will do it. Yes. And also, come on down to our area. We'll have a little red party at Nice Guys Pizza. Buck is dreaming.
Yeah, the dog's over here dreaming and kicking the wall.
If you hear like knocking on a wall, that is why. He's having a dream. He's chasing something. I don't know.
Probably bunnies. We're having an explosion of cottontail rabbits in our neighborhood still.
Oh, ho, ho.
Yeah.
Yes.
And we're out for runs, and I've actually gotten them they're pretty good about it for the most part. It's only when the rabbits have a brain fart and they decided they're going to run to escape the dogs by running across the dog's path.
Yeah, that's not good.
That just encourages the whole prey drive thing, and the dogs are ready to.
They're like,
ready
yes,
to rock.
Let's go. I was doing yoga out on the back porch this morning, and our little girl cat, Natasha, this is Natasha right here. See, she doesn't like it.
Not happy about being held.
At any rate, now you know. She was there, and whenever I do yoga and she's on the porch, she loves to just like turn over and show me her belly and try and do. I think she's trying to do yoga with me,
Or she thinks you're stretching.
or she thinks I'm stretching, and then she like headbutts my head. And but
She's a people cat.
she's a people
She's the
cat.
exact opposite of our other cat, which is not a people cat.
Yeah, he's only on his terms.
Cat
But
Thulu, yes.
but he's beautiful. Cat Thulu.
Why vote for the lesser evil?
She saw a bunny running across our backyard, and she like took off the length of the porch and was like, I will get it.
Well,
I
she
will
would have
go.
too.
And she would have, but I was like, nope, you are
In the house.
you are enclosed on the porch. You're not going anywhere. So, but it was so adorable. She's like, I see it. Because it was still dark outside when I was, I mean, I got up at the cracker early, and I have to get up at the cracker early tomorrow too. This early work thing is really interfering with my coffee chats with my coffee people.
Yeah, you having to be in Naples
crew.
at 8:00, that's rough.
With the advent, with the school back in session, it's worse.
Oh, well, for the first 2 weeks,
the buses,
traffic is
like
just
all that.
Just going to be an absolute
parent pickup at various
nightmare.
Schools that I encounter along the route, because they can't be positioned. They have to be positioned on a main thoroughfare where parent pickup is out into the main thoroughfare.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh. It's a battle. I get it. Where else are you going to go to drop your kids off? But it is the traffic struggle is real. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Josh,
I'm so sorry. I'll shut up now.
What do you no?
So I'll shut up. I'm sorry.
Josh is, pointing out that you may reach some certain milestones with your flexibility, and JoJo says that the later work thing isn't great either. The problem is if Amy goes to work later, then she is in the midst of the Southwest Florida rush hour. And Josh came to Cape Coral. I don't know what time of day you got here, but if you came over one of the bridges, we're a peninsula, and there are only 2 bridges to get on and off.
Yeah.
And those bridges they are basically fire hoses in one direction in the morning and in the other direction in the evening. And
I catch them.
If you catch,
both ways.
I say fire hose. That's not
everybody.
Correct. They rapidly get congested and come to a standstill because somebody in the traffic
like a
design
funnel.
Well, what they did is once you get over the bridge to the other side of the river, there's immediately a traffic signal and a street.
Yes.
There's no flyover to keep traffic moving.
No, it's true. But I think that Josh was doing it right when he arrived. So that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
290 back home. Never driven there. Never driven there. Where's 290 now? Is that when you say back home? Back home Chicago? Back home Alabama?
Who knows?
I don't. Well, Josh knows.
He's going to drop it in the chat, and then we'll know. The late work thing. I used to be like the late shift.
Chicago. Oh yeah. She used to close all the time,
every night, and that was no fun either. Well, I mean, on the way back, I didn't hit too much traffic, but on the way to, it was like, yeah, it was a nightmare. I want to talk about other things.
Okay.
Other than traffic.
Okay.
Because Cape Coral is a great place to live because of, Nice Guys Pizza. And we're here, your favorite podcasters.
And if you like boating.
But Claude Call is one of our favorite podcasters. So, yeah. If you like boating, beaches, beer, good beer.
This is true.
And I get to have beer at midnight on Saturday.
Well, technically Sunday. But yes.
Yes.
Yeah,
12:01.
We'll be toasting your success to the with the 75 hard challenge, and yeah, it'll be It'll be done. And then you're going to be deciding what to do next,
Mm-hmm.
with the overall 75 hard program, not challenge,
Live hard.
the live hard program.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. 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 Don't forget about the alligators. Yes.
how could we forget about the
I'm
alligators?
telling you.
Okay, so this alligators thing reminds me. I've recently found myself, now that we're starting to experiment with TikTok more, and we are going to be doing.
I'm
I think
woefully behind.
maybe we will do. Maybe we'll use TikTok for Alaska coverage. I don't know. We'll figure something out. But I've been going down rabbit holes and seeing these guys, or this one guy in particular who does a alligator show, and you can actually go and get in the water with him and the alligators.
You
And
found it on TikTok.
yeah, so
Because you showed me
he's got a
this.
channel,
He showed me this.
and I'm watching him call this alligator by its name, and it recognizes its name. It comes over to him. It's not being aggressive, all this stuff. And I'm
It's
like,
been with him for years.
like, there's no, I've grew up seeing hundreds in my life. There's no way I'm getting that close to an alligator.
I'm not
doing it.
either.
Nope.
No, thank
Now
you.
I say that as the person who's like, oh, hey, there's a python over here, and I grab the python and have to, deal with that.
You understand. We've had this discussion. Before. You know about him bringing home the snakes and my locking the front door because I'm not having that
she's
in the
not
house.
a fan.
No.
Not a fan.
Okay. Good. We are on the same page.
Just meat with scales. Yeah, some people. I've also seen some other TikTok channels that show alligators being prepared.
Oh.
And smoked and grilled
Sure,
and
I
all
need
that. Oh well, I mean, it's tasty. Claude, excellent question. We're using a service called StreamYard. That's who we use for doing the simultaneous.
That is true.
Or simulcast.
Yeah.
It's been pretty good for us so far. I
Yeah.
don't really have anything to complain about as far
When we
as.
started, we were actually doing the platforms separately on 2 different cameras.
Oh, that was fun.
On just Facebook and Instagram. And then we separated the chat so that we could do Instagram on 1 hour, and now StreamYard will let you do 3 different platforms, 3 different destinations.
Yeah, and I'm hoping they'll start to add a few more.
Yeah.
As they go.
Yeah.
And there are some other services out there that let you do something similar.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Pricing seems to be pretty competitive if you're
Yeah.
looking for something like that. There
are some gamers that use a different service because it integrates with Twitch.
Right.
And gives them some more functionality in terms of in terms of their chats and what they can do and how they can interact with the audience, I guess.
Yeah.
But
now, just so you know, Claude, we can't simulcast to Instagram. So that's the reason when we do this, we always start out our first hour over on Instagram
or TikTok. It won't let you do TikTok.
And that's what I was getting at, is it doesn't do TikTok either. So I'm kind of hoping that they'll start integrating some of that.
Yeah. But, stay tuned. It's all about what the platform will allow and not.
Yeah.
So,
and we just want to have a little fun with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Josh, if it's like tough pork loin, growing up here, I've eaten so much of it.
Alligator?
Yeah. It's
tastes
one of those
like
things.
Chicken.
When we have people come from out of town and they're like, I'm going to get alligator while I'm down here. Okay, cool. Take you some places that do it. The best that I think that we have found is actually this little campsite / restaurant up in Bradenton, Florida.
Oh, yes.
The Linger Lodge.
Which we've talked about on the show.
I don't know if they've reopened yet or not.
I don't think so. Stand by. You keep talking about it. I'll check.
This place is nestled not too far off of I-75, and it's kind of in some pine forests.
So
old Florida pine forests right on a little river. And they do, I mean, you walk in there, the whole place is decorated with taxidermy and a lot of it. And you, they, I think, do a buttermilk um, soak of
To make it tender,
of the
to try and
alligator
keep it tender
to
in the
tenderize it.
cooking process.
That's always the problem, is it usually ends up getting overcooked and then drying out or
Mm-hmm.
getting tough.
Yeah.
But
Claude has had some.
he had some in Nashville. Oh, cornmeal. Okay, you could batter fry. You could
Nashville hot gator bites.
just say you could batter fry a Volkswagen Fender in cornmeal and it would taste good.
Cornmeal. Oh my gosh. Cornmeal, breaded fried green tomatoes. And,
Oh
oh
yeah.
man. Cornmeal, breaded fish.
Hey,
Cornmeal,
um,
breaded. Sorry.
no, you're good. Claude, any message us offline.
Yeah.
We'll share everything with you, kind of tell you the ups, downs, pitfalls, everything else.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever you want to know,
Yeah.
Just reach out.
Yeah. Yes. A car bumper with cornmeal. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Breading. Deep fry. Yes. Yum. Yum.
That's how I like my oysters. If you're doing fried
Cornmeal.
oysters,
Oh.
cornmeal. Yeah.
That's how they bred the tacos at Death by Taco for
The oyster
mushrooms.
Yes, cornmeal breaded oyster mushrooms in a taco.
I'm so sorry. I can't tell you how much I'm looking forward to steak. I know we're talking about gator right now, but steak.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yes.
I just realized we were talking about nice guys, and I've got a nice guy shirt on.
I know, dude. That's why.
Okay.
That's why.
Yeah, dude.
Dude. I was listening to an audiobook. I was listening to Bart's book, My Life on the Run, and he was talking about conversations from the past at races and travels and stuff. And there were people he was quoting is actually saying, dude, whatever. So that's just, it's on my mind.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
Oh, Katie, if you haven't, I, for the first time, finally had them raw.
You always have them cooked, like a Rockefeller or cornmeal breaded,
char grilled,
mm-hmm.
Cornmeal breaded and fried, phenomenal. Mm-hmm. Smoked oysters are fantastic. So yeah, it's but it's one of those things where I wouldn't necessarily say jump into the pool and go for the raw oysters unless you're already comfortable with raw seafood like sushi.
I would say get the char grilled oysters.
Oh, JoJo's got to go.
Oh, JoJo.
Good night, JoJo. Thanks for hanging.
Thanks for coming in. Have a great, great night. Sleep very well. Wonderful chatting with you, and you're incredible. Can't wait for the pictures at Mount Rushmore. Just not gonna lie.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be good.
That's gonna be awesome. And I think the char grilled oysters at Eulalie, very good.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Mm-hmm. But also in the breaded oysters, the cornmeal breaded oysters, start there. That's what I would say if you're. But I mean, you might.
But she says she loves sushi. So if you like sushi and you're okay with raw or undercooked fish, then you may be willing to give oysters a try. Mm-hmm. They're definitely not a fishy taste. They definitely have their own unique, oyster flavor.
I love them with horseradish cocktail or a cocktail sauce, or horseradish just straight up, or like horseradish and lemon. Very good. And there are some that will have like a vinegar sauce on the side. Like
a spiced vinegar.
Almost like a briny type. Oh, fantastic. So I would say all the sauces. I'm just thinking about all of the proteins that I want.
Well, we're going to be getting some steak. We're going to be getting some clearly getting reindeer while we're up in Alaska, given that
Apparently.
that's their cattle of choice
Mm-hmm.
there.
Yes.
We'll definitely be doing some seafood. I mean, how do you go to Alaska and not get Alaskan king crab?
I'm
You
still
kind of have
dreaming.
to.
I'm still dreaming of the king crab that we had up there at Glacier Brew House.
Glacier Brew House was fantastic.
So
And then that
good.
we've got a bunch of new places lined up already. Like I
Mhm.
said, the itinerary is getting full.
I'm I I told you about one reservation, man.
You hear that, right? I've
One.
told you about one.
One.
I've made like 9, but I've
No,
told you about
that is
one.
not that is false. That is false. I have not made multiple reservations. I have one.
Okay.
One. I have a collection of places saved and we can pick and choose. I'm not going to overschedule us. Okay. But we are doing this to share over
Oh.
the next few weeks
Oh yeah.
on the show.
Yeah, we'll have plenty of content for
So,
not only the show, we'll also have great content for social as well as the
patrons.
patrons.
Yeah.
We will have some patron exclusive stuff that's going to be ridiculous. And you know, I honestly think what I am most excited about is
Reindeer sausage.
yeah, well, I mean, the reindeer sausage was good. No, I mean, I loved one of my favorite things up there was actually something that we got from a brewery, and it was a pot roast sandwich.
Oh, Manuska.
Yeah, Matanuska Brewing's pot roast sandwich was insanely good.
So, so good. So good. Reminds me of Toy Box Bistro and their
Very
sandwich.
similar.
You know, a
Yes.
little bit different, still awesome flavors. So,
You know, but what I'm looking forward to is comfort food.
oh,
And that means something different to everybody, but you know,
comfort food. What does it mean to you?
to me, comfort food tends to be something that is what you would have in cooler weather. You
And what
know,
does it mean to you, comfort food?
yeah, I would be very curious what you guys think.
Mm-hmm.
You know, comfort food
When
for
you
me,
think of it.
I love like pot roast and mashed potatoes, meatloaf, fried chicken. For me, these are things that I think of when I think of
Fried chicken.
yeah,
And what did you say before that?
meatloaf.
Oh, yes. Yes. Oh, I was just, you know how we talked about a drink from Dats on the show?
Yes.
I was just talking to somebody at work about the stuffed meatloaf at Dats with the macaroni and cheese inside. That's comfort food right there for sure. So,
Okay.
Chicago pizza.
You know what, Josh? I would say
Yes.
yeah.
I'd say 100% yes.
And that yeah, there's something just awesome about that big hunk of you should call it a slice of, you know, some people argue it's more of a casserole than a pizza, but
Whatever.
you know,
It's great.
it's so thick and all the toppings, everything's melted together so perfectly. Yeah, I could totally see that being, oh yeah, shepherd's pie
Oh, shepherd's
and
pie.
chili. Yeah.
Chili is very comforting. Very comforting.
Katie, here you go. Chicken and dumplings, hot roasted fried chicken.
I'm telling you. Oh, fried chicken, chicken and dumplings. Yes. My father's chili. Um, my mother's potato salad is comfort food to me.
Mm-hmm.
And uh just my father's chicken wings. My father's chicken wings because so many memories are grounded in that when I was growing up and going to high school for that surrounded Sunday gatherings with fresh cut, and he did French fries, deep fried French fries, and maybe that's why I like the deep fried French fries at Nice Guys so much.
Oh yeah.
But
I've never had them.
What,
like
you had never
battered
had them
French
that way?
fries
Yeah.
or flour dredged.
So good.
Never had that.
So,
Really
so
good.
good. And wings are comfort food to me.
Biscuit and Josh, biscuits and
Biscuits and
gravy.
gravy. Mm.
Yeah, man.
Oh,
That right there. And my mom did a traditional milk gravy, which is just the base of a sausage, like a white sausage gravy without the
yes.
sausage.
Yeah.
And she would have the sausage on the side.
There's red eye
Um,
gravy too.
her red eye gravy, there are a couple of different styles to do,
Mhm.
where basically it's a coffee base, coffee and ham drippings, but some people make that a little bit creamy. My mom
Yes.
did not. She did her red eye gravy basically as almost a jus that you could dip in or spoon it over or whatever you're putting
Yeah.
it on.
Well, we had a really good brunch item at in Atlanta, right? In Atlanta, where we get the corn pups,
Oh yeah,
wrecking bar.
wrecking bar.
Yeah, yeah. At like the country fried steak with the gravy and the dippy egg. Like my dad would call it a dippy egg that he would fix me for breakfast when I was growing up. So great. Just home to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love the strong association with food and memory, and
Hmm.
and that's
And we've talked about that on the show before,
yeah.
about that around Thanksgiving, I think.
And maybe that gives us ideas. I want to talk to Claude more and see. He said he got kicked in the pants to kind of get moving and get productive with the podcast. I'd like to see
See,
some of his takeaways.
and how he was inspired.
Yeah, because I agree. When we did the conferences, that really spurred us into action as well.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
I'm hoping next year we can
Go
attend those
back.
again.
I really, yeah, I want it at least Podfest because
Eggs in a nest. What the
isn't
heck
that
is
hash browns? Isn't that a hash brown nest?
Yes.
Well, I don't know if that's right for what you're saying, but and I think apple cider on a chilly night, that or
I never had apple cider till I got to college. That was not a Florida thing. Too hot here.
um,
It's too hot in Florida almost year round.
but I love hot apple cider.
Oh yeah.
So good. So good. I'm just thinking about all the comfort food that I like. Spaghetti and meatballs is sometimes associated with comfort food because we would have that Kraft macaroni and cheese as a staple when I
Oh
was
yeah.
a kid, or oh gosh, what was I gonna say? Kraft macaroni and cheese tacos, Old El Paso taco kits at home.
I
That would be
I'm
comfort
trying to
food as a
remember.
kid.
I may have had that once in my life growing up as a kid. I always wanted it, but my dad was not a fan of Mexican food
Oh.
or anything spicy. He's not,
Mm.
which I don't know how in the world I inherited the palate I inherited. It was clearly the influence of our neighbor who helped my mom raise me, Sue Pani. Um, growing up and having her babysit me, and she was first generation off the boat from Thailand. I
Mhm.
basically, grew up eating just insanely hot food and lots of spices and trying different stuff. But like that didn't translate going back home. Like my dad was
No.
like, absolutely not. Like he no, like he didn't even like garlic.
Really?
No, he was very
Plain.
plain. Yeah.
Plain, like not a whole lot of spice, even just to add like basil or anything like that.
Yeah, see, Sebastian, I think it's a regionally, if you don't get a lot of cold weather, I don't think you get as much of the influence on apple cider
Probably
quite as
not.
much.
Probably not unless it's like a seasonal beverage at a coffee shop.
Or you're bringing it down from where you
Mm,
move,
yeah.
you know.
Yeah. Like a
I always joke and tell people,
seasonality.
I mean, it's not really a lie, but like down here where we live,
Mm,
it's not uncommon on Christmas Day for you to have a nice pair of shorts on. I mean,
that's true.
it's really not uncommon at all.
It just depends
Because
on the weather.
it'll be 80 degrees on Christmas here.
I mean, if you're talking about beverages that are comforting, I love at Trader Vic's, I love the hot buttered rum.
The hot buttered rum is insane. In fact, we like it so much. We made hot buttered rum kits one year for Christmas and gave them to people. I got the recipe. I made the compound butter, packed that, got little bottles of the Jamaican rum, the dark rum, and the 151, and made the kits for everybody, and then made cards with the recipe.
Oh,
and you basically, you hot water, you melt the butter, you add the rum, then you float the 151 and light it, and you stir it with a cinnamon stick. It's insanely good. I didn't want to think about the calories in that, because basically the number one ingredient is a big dollop of compound butter. With that basically sugar, has like cinnamon, allspice, clove, nutmeg.
Yeah.
Suspended in it.
So good.
But flavor wise, it's unreal.
Oh my God.
So
yes. Hot toddies. Yes.
Yeah.
Hot toddies. Yes.
Well, speaking of hot toddies, I'm ready to curl up with one.
I still have to make it. Like, we're talking about all this, and I still have to make it through 4 more days.
4 more days. 4 more days.
Thursday, Friday,
Saturday. 3 days.
3 days. Okay.
Because tomorrow's Thursday, right?
Is it?
Yeah. Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Today's
3
Wednesday.
You're good. And then technically midnight becomes Sunday.
Yes.
So yeah.
I can do it.
Guys, thank you so much for joining us tonight. We're so glad you could hang out for another hour. Don't forget that we do have this week's episode up in the feed.
It's amazing.
It's a special episode. Yeah. We are honoring Rob Nadow, who's one of ours that unfortunately we recently lost. This race that we talk about is in honor of him. It supports a charity that was near and dear to his heart. And we hope that you'll consider doing the virtual in his honor. And, if virtual races aren't your thing, consider a donation. And, that's something that, that Patty, his wife, will see.
Yeah.
And, we just want to show as much love and support for Patty and the family as we possibly can as we honor Rob.
Links are in the show notes to the virtual race or to the donation, to the organization you can donate to.
Yeah. We've signed up. I've got my bib. I'm bib number 7. You're bib number 6. So hope that you guys will consider jumping in on that one. It's going to be great. So
the end stay after the credits, after the closing song that usually ends the episode.
Yep.
Our outro. So stay and hear a special tribute to Rob.
He's there in the episode.
Yeah. And so he always will be with us. So.
And Claude, absolutely.
Yeah.
I'll reach out to you later in the week. And Josh, we love you, man. Thank you so much for coming and hanging out for another hour. And
what? Dana's opinion on
the Galactic Star Cruiser prices.
Oh yeah. I don't even know what they are, but I would like.
I could start selling blood now. Yeah, we'll talk more on that one.
All right. Okay.
That one might. That next
Katie,
week.
We love you too.
Next week will be a good week for that, because by then I can have an adult beverage.
Woo!
And we can really let it fly.
Yeah.
Trip, thank you so much.
Next week we're gonna have remote chat.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, next week I'm finishing up that 3-week school.
I'm gonna need a lot of help.
It's week 3. I will be reporting. I'll be the intrepid field reporter coming to you live from Daytona Beach, Florida. So stay tuned for that.
If I can work it all right,
you'll be fine.
Okay.
But anyway, guys, thanks again. We're so happy that you kind of just tuned out the world for an hour and hung out with us.
Yes.
And it's been a lot of fun. And we will do this again next week.
Bye.
So talk to y'all real soon.
Have a great rest of your week and weekend. And we will talk to you very soon. We may live stream the beer run.
Ooh. We'll let you know.
We'll let you know.